So there's a ton of videos out there about photography tips and mistakes, right? But usually those videos are about camera settings and the histogram, composition and shooting in RAW. And while all that is super important, there are a few things even more important, in my opinion. I would rather see you shoot in full auto mode, but with these tips in mind, than the other way around. You know, full manual, but without these tips. So yeah, here we go. Have you ever heard that quote, "The journey is more important than the destination," or "the journey is the destination"? Well, that's so true in photography, and I'm gonna give you an example. A few years ago, we were in Indonesia, Mount Bromo, a super famous volcano. Well, it's more than a volcano actually, it's a huge volcanic area. If you're ever in Indonesia, go there, it's beautiful. But anyway, the thing is, even though it's a huge area, everyone goes for pretty much the same thing: the crater and the sunrise. And also, most photographers go for those two things: a shot of the crater and a shot of the volcanoes at sunrise. So what most people do is they book a tour to the viewpoints in the morning and then a tour to the base of the volcano in the afternoon. That's what everybody does. And at the end of the day, they all have the same photos. Perfect, right? Well, no, of course not, because the downside of doing it like that is that they miss all these photos. The photos that no one else has, because the two shots that they do have, well, every other photographer also has them. So instead of booking a tour that would drop us at the destination, the base of the volcano, we decided to take on the journey and walk to the destination. Look, this is the town where you'll stay if you ever visit Mount Bromo, and the tours take you in a jeep straight to the base of Mount Bromo, the volcano. But we decided to walk. First from the town down into the main crater, the main caldera is what they call it, into what's called the Sea of Sand, this huge area. It's basically a sea of volcanic ashes. And crossing that sea of sand was already an experience we'll never forget. But most people miss that unique experience, and most photographers miss all the photo opportunities that go with that unique experience. Because, I mean, it was an hour-long hike, and that journey to the destination is just as beautiful and interesting as the destination itself, the crater, the volcano, especially for photographers. And same for the sunrise, by the way. Instead of taking a jeep straight to the viewpoints, we decided to walk, and along the way, there are so many photo opportunities. Shots that no one else will get because they all take the jeep straight to the viewpoints. Sometimes when you're traveling or doing street photography, you feel a bit less motivated, right? You're not feeling it. I mean, I had a lot of those moments when I thought, should I take a photo here? Should I really take out my camera? Should I wait for the light to change or for something to happen so that it can get the perfect shot? Is it really worth the wait? And, well, I can tell you, in most cases, yeah, 100%. Here, for example, the light was perfect, but it needed something else for it to be the perfect shot. So we waited for 20 minutes, half an hour. First some cars, motorcycles. Looked okay, looked better. But then eventually I managed to get this shot, which for me was the perfect shot. The shot that I wanted there. And I know it's difficult sometimes to find the motivation to wait somewhere for 20 minutes, half an hour to get that perfect shot. Because, of course, you never know if it's really gonna work out the way you want it to work out. But in my experience, whenever you think, should I? It means that you already saw potential in the scene. There's a great picture there. You just need to wait. Here's another example of a photo for which I waited maybe half an hour for the light to be perfect and for something to happen. And sometimes waiting means, for example, no transport back to the hotel and you'll have to walk. But if you're a photographer, well, so be it. Get the shot first and, suffer later, I guess. Okay, so most photographers, including me, are always talking about golden hour and blue hour, sunrise. You know, when the light is at its most beautiful. But the truth is that bad weather can be just as beautiful because it adds so much drama to a scene. And I'm talking about rain, snow, mist. And I know that camera gear is expensive and you want to protect it. And so most photographers put away their camera when it starts raining. But you really shouldn't, no. Because first of all, most cameras can take a lot more than you think when it comes to rain or snow. And second, there's actually a super cheap way to fully protect your camera. I've used these plastic camera covers many times when I was on assignment somewhere in rainy season. But you could even use a plastic bag and cut a hole in it, put it on your camera, done. The thing is, bad weather will give you, again, unique photos. Photos that no one else has. Because people start acting differently. The world looks different. Everything changes. And most photographers, yeah, they'll put away their camera when that happens. They won't get that different look because they want to protect their gear, or they don't think that it's worth it to take a photo in the rain. And so, if you don't put away your camera, you're one step ahead to get that unique photo. Okay, and that's it. I hope it helps, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one. Oh, and if you have questions, just drop them in the comments. I'll try to answer them.